Alright guys, BigPoppaTMo here. Hey, what's going on? What's going on? How y'all doing today? I'm doing pretty well myself. Got a couple things going on here. First off, we got to touch on hey, if you like the videos, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribing to the channel, please click that subscribe. Doesn't cost you a thing. It means the world to me. And hit those notifications. Get notified every time BigPoppaTMo goes live or posts new content, including more Escape the Pacific. All right, so we are going to be on episode 35 of Escape the Pacific, and what is strange about this particular episode is I'm recording this the very same day that I'm going to post it. So I'm going to be recording this about 6 hours before it goes live. Not too strange about that. It's kind of the same thing as with the first episode, but it's been a while since I've done that. Now, I have been reading all the comments, and I've been paying attention to what a lot of you all are saying, and one of the big things everybody was saying was, hey, Timo, you know you can cut up the seagulls and use them on the drying rack. Sure enough, this is what happens when you cut things up. When you cut the birds up, you get little drumsticks, and you get drumsticks and thighs. Get some nice little quarters. So we do have some of that going. I've got some salmon that's been drying on here for a while. I got some other meat that's been drying on here for a while. Everything's looking pretty good. It is about time to pull those off and put those away. The other thing you might notice is I got boxes everywhere. I've got boxes everywhere. I've got a whole bunch of these water collectors that I did, a whole bunch of dew collectors. I've actually been on this island a lot longer than I anticipated. And one of the main reasons on that is got a little frustrated with the storage while I was over here. So what I actually have every intention of doing for this episode is we are going to work on rebuilding the boat. And the first thing we're going to do about that is we got to drop the sails. Even though they are already dropped, got to drop them again like so, and then we can grab them and take those off. And we're going to need to move the masts off to one side because we are going to go full size on the boat. We are 5x5. I had some weird things going on with the construction. It didn't want to put things on both sides as I put it out there. So I ended up having to build this all out this way. So we're going to make a couple adjustments to the boat. And I figured this would be the perfect episode to do that. I have not really like clean stripped the island or anything else like that. We haven't, we haven't strip mined everything. There's still some good resources here and everything else like that. But I did go through and organize the inventory. So all those boxes are all in different positions because they all have things in them like they're supposed to. So this one is just eggs, arrows, the bow, feathers, 91 feathers. I don't need any more damn feathers. And of course, 3 seagulls. But the first priority is going to be getting the boat in line. So what we're going to do on that is we're going to move all of the masts to one side of the boat. That is priority number one. That way we can actually build in the center and not have everything right up in our face and in our way. And I'll actually be able to do something a little bit better with the storage options as well. I had boxes all over the place, didn't know where anything was, and things were just in the way. Now, one of the other things I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to teach myself a little bit of control. And by that is I'm going to have to start paying better attention to what exactly I'm looting and why am I looting it. Why am I picking up certain things if they really don't serve a purpose? One of which would be bandages. I don't use the wind direction masts and I don't use the wind direction indicators. That's pretty much all bandages are used for. That may change later on down the road. They may do it so that you can actually heal yourself with the bandages. I'm sure that's what the intention was. But until then, not that worried about it. And when that does happen, I would imagine we will have a huge content update And when we get the new content update, I will probably start a whole new save just for the new content. Now, we're not supposed to get new content until April. I believe it's April 1st is when we're supposed to get the next one, so we shall see. Won't worry about it then. But there are a few things that I do want to do concerning the boat. Now, I've got all those holders up there. I keep picking up all of these torch holders and stuff like that, and I never use them. And honestly, I don't think I'm going to. Um, you know, something like this where there's an oil lantern or a candle lantern, those are great. But these guys, the wall torch holders, probably never use. Um, so I don't know if I really need to be picking all that up. All right, but we do have to focus on what we're going to be doing here. So we need to do the robust. Do this first. All right, so we don't need that. That's good. Don't need that. All right, so we should be good with just those. So we're going to build this out like so. And we don't have to build the whole boat today. I just want to get the layout done at the very least and give you guys an idea of what I'm thinking boat-wise. Now, I don't want to block off the sides of the boat. I want to be able to jump up on the sides of the boat at any point in time, and I don't want things blocking the sails or anything. So we will keep that cleared up as well. I do want to give us a clear center line through here. So one of the other things, we're going to make another, we're going to build another rudder and we're going to put it over there. So might as well do that first. Only need the one small stick for the new rudder. That's actually crafting. Basic rudder, boop. That is not the button I wanted to push. Well, that one just almost fell into the earth. Don't build your rudders in the water, guys. It's no bueno. No bueno. Alright, so that's going to go there. Now we have 6 rudders. Don't have one in the way, so when we launch the boat from the back, we'll be able to jump right in like so. Now, one of the other things that I do want to do is I will put up some walls, but I want to get these guys first. So let's focus on those. We'll get all the pillars up first. So the design I'm going to go for is going to be a simple 5x5 max size boat with 3 down the center under cover. So that means we're going to need to put roofs on top of all of these. And the other thing that I've been thinking is I've been thinking about whether or not I'm going to use this craft as my base of operations, or if I'm going to stop on some island. And since I haven't found a really good island yet, I'm kind of leaning towards using it as a base of operations more and really building it out. All right, so we don't have that. I'm going to grab these. So we might start using building materials like the planks here on the boat, and just have it so that the boat is the best building around. Now, of course, that may change if I find a really nice island, but haven't found the really nice islands. It'll probably depend on what happens when we go to the next cluster if we find something really good there, because I don't think we're going to find it here. Still pretty disappointed with uh, not finding a big island yet, but you know, it happens. Now, the other thing we still have to do, we still have to go back to Grass Island, um, which is probably going to be the last island we hit before we leave. And we will gather up all of the grass from that. All right, so let's do one quick check to make sure that there's no thick branches or trunks on the ground. I think I picked them all up already. Yeah, I don't see. Well, that one will have one. Hiding in the bushes. Damn bush. Still gonna need more. So we are gonna have to cut down a palm tree. Alright, so I'm thinking the easiest one to do is going to be one of these very talls. So we're going to whack this one. We'll get the most bang for our buck out of that. Poor guy's tired. Now, the ironic thing is my live streams on Facebook, I started a save just for those live streams, and this is the design of the ship that I came up with over there. I really ended up liking it, so figured I couldn't really go wrong with it. It came out looking really nice over there, but it was a very permanent design boat where it was a very large floating base. But honestly, once you get up to the point where you've got 10 sails, um, you might as well make the boat really, really nice. And we can continue gathering supplies for building a really nice base at some point in time. And if I find that island, we can stop upgrading the boat and switch over to focusing on the building itself. So I think we're going to make the nice boat. I think that has become my primary concern. Well, the other big advantage of a really nice boat is it's going to give me lots of space and everything's going to be there. So I'm not going to need anything on land except for some farming area when I get to the farming. That's the one thing I can't do on the boat. Alright, got those. Gonna need robust beams here. Robust beams here. And there. We're actually going to have to take down another palm tree. So be it. Now, one of the other things, it's been raining on me a lot. Ooh, brutal. It has been raining a lot. I can't believe that that's moving those things. They are firmly stuck to the ground, and it kept pushing. Get these guys cut up. Boom. All right, let's fix that. That was a little rough. Okay. So this is going to be our center line. And what we need to do on this one is... Those are 23 planks apiece. God, that's brutal. That is an awful lot of planks just for this center line. But here's the funny thing. $66, $66, $66, $66, and $29. We've gotten a lot, an awful lot of planks. We've been very fortunate in the number of planks. Now, that's kind of weird. Don't like that. Now, I noticed this actually happened to me on my other save as well, where some of these didn't line up correctly. And I think it's because the boat is moving so much. So I'm actually going to get rid of this one roof peak. This one right here. And see if I can place it in there again to get it to line up. That's exactly what it was. The boat was moving. The boat was moving when I did it. See, it's still floating. Alright, so we're going to move the boat. Put the boat up someplace where it's not floating. Because every once in a while when those waves come in, it just shifts. And that's going to drive my OCD nuts. Oh, that's even worse. Well, at least now I can move all these boxes. They're all full of things. Now I have 3 boxes of fruit. That's what these all are. I am going to have to sit there and try and do some, try and get some oil. So we're going to have to do a session of making oil. One of the suggestions on salt, and I can't believe I hadn't, there are two suggestions that were given recently in comments that I just had never thought of. One was when you pick up a bottle of muddy water, instead of throwing it out, just boil the damn thing in the bottle. It'll give you clean water. Never even crossed my mind. Not once did that cross my mind. And then the second one was fill up all of your cups with salt water on the beach and leave them out in the sun. Let them dehydrate on their own. And the question that we have to try and figure out is, does it work if you cover it, or does it have to actually be out in the sun? So when I finally test that, that will be the test. I will do it out in the sun and under cover. Now, of course, when it rains, if you don't get to them when it rains, you just get salt water all over again. But at least you don't have to sit there and do a fire. And if you have 100 cups, okay. That ends up being a very passive way to make salt. So thank you guys for those wonderful suggestions. And then there's another thing that I want to test with oil. That I've only ever heard one person say it, and it was kind of in passing, that if you use oil on the meat before salting it, that the salt takes better. That you can get a higher percentage of salt. But I don't know that that necessarily would work, because the salt is normally based off of the amount of hunger it fixes. So if you have food that gives you 20 hunger relief, it will also give you 20 salt. So we will have to test that as well at some point in time. But I have gotten a ton of comments. Thank you all for commenting on lots of the videos. Thank you so much for the suggestions. I do read all of the comments. I try and get to them pretty much the day that they're posted. Sometimes it's a little hard, but I do my best. All right, so all of those are done. Just need to hammer them. That's not the one I wanted to drink from. This is the one that I wanted to drink from, and I wanted to put it in the shade. This was another suggestion, putting your barrels up underneath of a bush. Now I do have 1 barrel of oil now and 2 full ones of water, another one with 10, and I have filled up all of my bottles with water. I think I only have 2. That one in, that one in. It's kind of funny, these actually take more planks than they do hammer blows. So hopefully our luck holds up with medium crates as well. Hopefully we continue to get a whole bunch of those. I've had a whole bunch of islands that had 3 or 4 of them, so... Get all of these hammered into place. Poor guy's getting tired. Alright. Hit a save. Now we are going to leave this back door open, this back section, but this is going to get closed in. And what I want to do with that, I want to do openings. We want windows. These, on the other hand, take 20 hammer strikes. This is also going to give us a decent number of empties to work with. Alright, and then we want to do on these side ones, we're going to do the more flat roof design, or we're going to do the better one. And I got to make sure I have enough planks to do that with. Might be kind of close. I only have the 2 left. 2 boxes. $18 planks apiece. Jeez. It's gonna be close. Poor guy's tired and hungry. All right, we need 27 total more. Can't even jump, I'm so tired. There we go. All right, we got that. So we are good to go on that. I'm actually going to end this episode right here, guys. I'm going to go ahead and put these in. I'll hammer it off camera. And I'm also going to sleep. That way you guys don't have to see that. If you like the video, please give it the thumbs up. If you haven't already, again, please subscribe to the channel. Doesn't cost you a thing. It means the world to me. Help the channel grow. Helps me go further. Helps me continue to make these videos. And turn on those notifications to get notified when I post new content or go live. Till next time, guys. Go find your own damn islands.